And James, you called this morning in a note. You said Uber is battered and bruised, but we expect CEO Travis Kalanick to stay on. You did say Emil Michael would be gone, though.
Yes, I mean, ultimately the jury's still out on what will happen with Travis. But at the end of the day, Uber did need a fall guy, and I think Emil Michael was just that, because he was arguably the most powerful man at the company outside of the founder, Travis Kalanick himself. So that puts the burden on his shoulders, at least from a public standpoint. And when you think about Mr. Kalanick's position, I think the one thing you have to keep in mind is that there potentially is the opportunity to rebrand without a leave of absence or exiting the company, because, I mean, just look at what happened over the last week. They hired two very high-profile top lieutenants, Francis Fry coming from HBS, to lead the leadership efforts at the company to help improve things internally. And then you have the appointment of Bonzana from St. John from Apple to help with the external efforts. So I don't think any of these things would happen if Mr. Kalanick was on his way out, at least immediately.
There's a lot of claims, though, right, James? I mean, there's the sexual harassment claims, the toxic culture claims, the ethical and moral boundaries, and you lay all of these out in your report as well. You know, questionable hiring practices, legal troubles with Waymo, the Delete Uber campaign. Can Kalanick get the company over it? And by the way, we should acknowledge his personal tragedy. His mother dying just before the weekend.
I mean, look, there's nothing that we can say that, well, the things that you listed and we talked about in our report, that's excusable at the company. There needs to be an about face immediately. There needs to be an about face yesterday. But I think we are seeing that done. I mean, given the caliber of people that they're still able to attract, the Holder report, which the recommendations from our understanding will be all instituted. You have the fall guy. And then at the end of the day, I mean, just looking at it from Mr. Kalanick's position, if he does leave and take a leave of absence, it's very difficult to come back, because from our understanding, business at Uber remains very solid despite all the things that are going on. So if he did leave, we think it would be very difficult for him to come back, because then you can make the case, hey, business is just fine without Travis there. We don't need him to come back. So I think he needs to really take a look in the mirror and do a gut check.